shift focus and talk about the big story of the day. And the much anticipated day is here, in fact, because the South Korean parent Hyundai Motor Company owned Hyundai Motor India is going to create history in the India's capital markets by launching the biggest ever IPO. But let's understand more about this issue and how Hyundai stacks up against the other Indian auto majors. And for that, my colleague Shrishti is standing by. Shrishti.
A lot of excitement related to India's biggest ever IPO, and that is Hyundai IPO, wherein just ahead of the IPO, we have seen great response coming in from the anchor investors. Given the size, the company has raised 8,315 crores from 225 investors, 34.4% allotted to 21 domestic mutual funds. And apart from that, you will see all the marquee names in this big list, from the likes of, if we talk about BlackRock, JP Morgan, Government of Singapore, Fidelity, Vanguard, all these names are present, have been participating in Hyundai IPO anchor book. But apart from that, let's also highlight the key strengths and the weaknesses that we are spotting in this particular IPO. In terms of the strengths, as we know, it's the second largest in terms of the passenger vehicle market share, holds around 15% market share versus 40% above of Maruti Suzuki. But in comparison to Maruti Suzuki, it does have better margins because it drives more than 60% of its sales from the SUV segment, which is a high-end product. If we talk about the makes, then definitely they have more than 20% of the revenue coming in from exports, which also drives their margins. But on the flip side, there are some other risks as well. In terms of the biggest risk, it is a pure OFS. No money is coming into the company. It's just the parent Hyundai who is taking an exit. Other than that, in terms of the valuation, there's just 20% discount to Maruti's FY26 PE estimates, wherein given to the Maruti's market share, it is quite reasonable but nothing that lucrative. Other than that, there is a related party transaction because Hyundai parent company also holds a stake in Kia Motors, and Kia also has a good presence in India. So that is something that you should take a note of, and these are some of the risks that we wish to highlight at this price.
Thanks very much, Srishti, but
There comes a time when your heart calls for you to arise. Plant your feet solid into the ground. Decide your own limits. And then break right through them. Become something more. It's my time to rise.